A TikTok live stream ended in terror when a 23-year-old beauty influencer was shot dead on camera at her salon in western Mexico. Valeria Márquez had thousands of followers on social media, where just moments before her death, she showed off a stuffed animal that was delivered to her. Then, in her final few seconds, she is seen looking into the distance right before she is shot dead.
On May 13th, 2025, 23-year-old Valeria Márquez went live on TikTok from her beauty salon in Zapopan, Jalisco. She laughed with her followers, even holding up a stuffed pink pig and joking that maybe someone was going to kill her. Minutes later, that joke became reality. Two men entered the salon, asked for her by name, and shot her while she was still streaming. This is the story of what happened. Valeria wasn't a big influencer. She was a young woman running a small salon, cutting hair, doing nails, posting her day-to-day life online. She had a couple thousand followers, just enough to share her world with friends and clients. Like a lot of people her age, she mixed personal life with content, sometimes oversharing, sometimes just joking around. But in her last live stream, one of those jokes hit differently. In the live, Valeria seemed relaxed. She joked about being targeted, saying things like, "What if someone kills me?" At first, her followers laughed it off, the way people do online. But that's when reality blurred with the stream. Two men suddenly entered. Reports say they asked, "Where's Valeria?" and then pulled out a gun. Viewers at first weren't sure if it was staged, until they realized it wasn't. Valeria was shot on camera. What happened next was chaos. Clips from the live started spreading across TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. Many people didn't even know if it was real at first, but within hours, local news confirmed it. Valeria Márquez had been killed inside her own business. Police rushed to the scene, and the live stream became one of the most disturbing pieces of evidence. Authorities in Jalisco said two armed men were responsible. They entered specifically asking for Valeria, which made police believe this wasn't random. Her murder immediately raised questions. Was it connected to organized crime? Was it personal? Or was it tied to something she said online? At the time, police didn't release names, but her family insisted Valeria wasn't involved in anything criminal. She was just a young woman trying to build her business. Valeria's death became part of a bigger conversation about safety for women in Mexico, especially women who share their lives on social media. Her case wasn't the first where someone was targeted while live streaming, but the fact that she had predicted it, even as a joke, made it all the more chilling. For her followers, it was hard to separate her online presence from the tragedy that ended her life. Her story spread beyond Mexico, with news outlets and social media users worldwide sharing her final moments. Many people began debating the dangers of broadcasting your location or private life in real time. Others pointed out that in a country struggling with violence against women, Valeria's murder was another reminder of how vulnerable young women can be, whether they are influencers or simply trying to live their lives. Her family has since spoken about wanting Valeria to be remembered for her creativity, her work ethic, and her love for the small salon she built. They've called for justice and for better protections, so other families don't have to experience what they did. Even though her life ended so suddenly, Valeria's story has continued to resonate online, turning her into a symbol of both the risks of social media and the urgent need for change. In Mexico, Valeria's murder fueled outrage that connected to a much bigger issue: femicides. According to human rights groups, an average of 10 women are murdered every single day in Mexico. and very few of those cases ever result in justice. Valeria's story struck a nerve because it happened on a live stream in front of people, and yet it was still another example of a young woman who wasn't protected. In the weeks after her death, thousands of comments flooded her social media accounts, not just from Mexico, but from all over the world. Some were tributes, some were prayers, and others were from women who said they saw themselves in her story. Strangers came together to post artwork, videos, and memorials under her name, making sure she was remembered as more than a victim. Her salon, the small business she had built and been so proud of, became a place of mourning. People left flowers, candles, and handwritten notes at the entrance. What was once her dream project turned into a memorial site, a reminder of what she had achieved at such a young age and how quickly it was stolen from her. What made Valeria's story spread so widely wasn't just the crime itself, but the fact that it happened live on TikTok. Within hours, clips of her final moments began circulating on social media. Some people shared them out of shock, while others did it carelessly, forgetting that this was someone's daughter, someone's friend. For Valeria's family, it was devastating to know that strangers were reposting the worst moment of her life over and over again. But there was also another side. Many creators began using their platforms to call out the dangers of sharing violent content and to instead focus on Valeria's life. Hashtags in her name started trending. Artwork was made in her honor, and her followers began sharing positive memories of her. What started as a moment of exploitation slowly turned into a digital memorial. The case also raised bigger questions about how social media platforms handle violence. Why are algorithms so quick to spread shocking content, yet so slow to take it down? Why did it take hours for moderators to remove Valeria's final live stream? These questions still don't have clear answers, but they highlight just how unprepared these platforms can be when real-life violence collides with online culture. In the end, Valeria's story became much larger than just one tragedy. It became part of a debate about safety, responsibility, and the blurred line between online entertainment and real-world danger. This was the final live stream of Valeria Márquez, a young woman who thought she was just joking with her followers until it turned into her last moments. Cases like this remind us that the line between online and real life is sometimes thinner than we think.